Hey, I wanted to start this video off asking for prayer. My hearing for disability after 3 years and being denied 3 times. This will be my fourth attempt. That is scheduled on May the 13th. If I could get y'all to pray for me. I mean, I don't see why I wouldn't get it with 2 knee replacements and the open fracture of C2 that's deformed and the rods in my back. But I still need prayer. Hopefully we're not here because I don't even want to deal with it. This is the book that I'd been writing on AI. The plan was to write this book and it to kind of open up the subjects and then write a second book going more in depth into the subjects and then move from there. It is unbelievably hard to research this stuff on AI to try to use its own information against it, if you know what I mean. This is not an easy task because this is all my information and trying to get it to word it for me because, as y'all know, I'm horrible at English. I'm dyslexic. I know how to say all this stuff, but to put it all in a book format, and I can't afford to pay the $20 a month for the subscription to use the AI, so I'm having to do it 4 pieces at a time, which 40-something chapters takes a while. So last week was pretty much spent with no sleep. The plan is to get this, have everything sourced and all the pictures in it, and I never could get it all together in one book. It kept telling me it was going to make it, and then the next day it'd say it still hadn't made it, it was going to make it. This went on for like 4 days, and it never made it. So anyway, trust the gospel. It's in 1 Corinthians 15, 1 through 4, and Jesus died on the cross according to the scriptures. He was buried, and on the 3rd day he rose again according to the scriptures. We don't have much time, and this is what's driving what's happening in the Middle East, that nobody's watching. Everybody's watching the news and Trump. This is what's driving. So if you want to download the book, I'll leave links. The book is free. It has a place, because it was mandatory, that you've got to put in at least 0 for it to go through to download it, but it accepts donations. I'm trying to hopefully get the money up to pay the $20 for the subscription to finish the other books if I can. Well, it is what it is. We're leaving anyway. And everything else is just falling off. Since they took our food stamps, the only extra money we had was food. So now everything else that's going up is coming out of food. And the food banks are out of everything but carbs. So trying to cover that. Trying to cover prescriptions because they just changed my insurance, and now I got a prescription it won't cover. I've got to get up the money to buy that medicine. Just so much coming up. So I pray Jesus is coming soon, because people like us are already priced out. Like I told my doctor the other day, you're next. So I'm going to play this a little bit at a time. I'm doing it this way because I'd rather it read it than me stumble over the words, being dyslexic. If there's any questions, throw it in there. Download the book so you can go along, and I'll do it pieces at a time. I appreciate you listening. And Jesus is coming, y'all. Be ready.
Title: The Watchman Warns, Hidden Shadows of the End. By Red Walker, a watchman. Proverbs 25:2. It is the glory of God to conceal a matter, to search out a matter is the glory of kings. Ecclesiastes 1:18. For in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow. Matthew 24:26. Wherefore if they shall say unto you, Behold, he is in the desert, go not forth, behold, he is in the secret chambers, believe it not. Introduction. A trumpet in the dark. The times we are living in are not just perilous, they are prophetic. The systems of this world are collapsing in plain sight, and yet the majority walk blindly toward a digital prison dressed in light. This book is not meant to scare you. It is meant to warn you. I am not a pastor, theologian, or prophet. I am a watchman. My duty is not to convince you, it is to sound the alarm. Whether you hear or forbear, that is between you and the Lord. This book was written for those who still have ears to hear and eyes to see. You may not agree with every word, and that's okay. My goal is to show you how all roads, political, religious, technological, and financial, are converging to usher in a false kingdom. But the good news is this: Jesus Christ is still on the throne. If you remember nothing else from this book, remember this: the gospel that saves is simple, and it is eternal. 1 Corinthians 15. 1:4 tells us that salvation comes by believing that Christ died for our sins, was buried, and rose again on the third day. That is it. Faith alone, not works, not law, not a denomination. Faith in the finished work of Jesus Christ. Eternal security is not a doctrine, it's a promise. And those who are truly his are not appointed unto wrath. We will soon be caught up to meet him in the air. 1 Thessalonians 4:17. But until that moment, we are commanded to watch. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The Blueprint of Babylon, the Knesset and the Hidden Sun. The Knesset is Israel's legislative building. To the average tourist, it's just another modern government structure. But to those who understand symbolism, especially Babylonian and Masonic design, it screams of something far deeper: sun worship. Engraved into the very architecture is a layout that reflects ancient Babylonian temple design. The Knesset building was funded by the Rothschild family, and the blueprints contain embedded symbols of the pagan sun god. This is not random. In the esoteric world, architecture is ritual. Buildings are designed to channel energy and spiritual influence. In Ezekiel 8, God took the prophet into the inner courts of the temple where abominations were being committed, elders worshipping the sun with their backs to the temple. Sound familiar? The same perversion is now enthroned in Jerusalem under the guise of democracy. And what sits directly across from the Knesset? The Supreme Court of Israel, also funded by the Rothschilds. The rooftop design of that building includes a pyramid with an all-seeing eye, just like on the US dollar bill. These symbols tie back to the mystery religions of Egypt and Babylon. This is not Judaism. This is not Torah. This is the religion of Nimrod, rebuilt in the name of global unity. Understand this: the Israeli government is not the enemy. But it has been infiltrated, just like every other world government, by Luciferian systems working behind the scenes. Chapter 2. Geni Energy, the Land Deal, and the Ben Gurion Canal. Few people realize that Israel is being restructured from the inside out to fulfill a specific vision, one that's not about peace but about control. At the heart of this is a company called Geni Energy, short for Global Energy Network Institute. One of their directors, Lord Jacob Rothschild. Geni's mission is to create a worldwide energy grid, and Israel is the keystone. Their focus: the Ben Gurion Canal Project, a proposed canal that would cut across Israel, linking the Mediterranean to the Red Sea. On the surface, it's about trade and independence from Egypt's Suez Canal. But the deeper agenda is about control over global commerce and military passageways. This canal would divide the land of Israel, something scripture warns about in Joel 3:2, where God says he will judge the nations who divided my land. Could this be the fulfillment? The canal would also make room for a massive smart infrastructure, with surveillance, military zones, and AI-driven border security. This isn't just a canal. It's a technocratic gateway being prepared for something, or someone. There are whispers that this could become the future seat of the Antichrist's empire, especially when combined with the rise of Jerusalem as a world capital. This is why peace deals are pushed so hard. They pave the way for the false covenant prophesied in Daniel 9:27. We are watching prophecy unfold not just in headlines, but in engineering reports and energy contracts. Chapter 3. The Golden Crown, Trump, the Temple, and Kabbalah. In recent years, no political figure has been more tied to Israel than Donald J. Trump. Love him or hate him, you must look at the facts. He moved the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem. He acknowledged the Golan Heights as Israeli territory. He initiated the Abraham Accords, which are laying the groundwork for the false peace. But beneath the political surface lies something spiritual. In 2019, a Sanhedrin-backed group minted a coin with Trump's face alongside King Cyrus and the Third Temple. They believe he is a modern-day Cyrus, God's instrument to rebuild the temple. This is not mere symbolism. They mean it literally. Trump has deep ties to Kabbalistic Judaism, particularly the Chabad Lubavitch movement. These are mystics, not Torah keepers. They believe in a messianic age brought about through human action, not through the return of Jesus Christ. They crown Trump spiritually. They called him the builder of the temple. But the temple they await is not for God, it is for the man of sin. 2 Thessalonians 2:3-4. Many Christians get caught up in politics, thinking God is working through nationalism. But remember, God is not saving nations, he is saving souls. No political leader is your hope. Only Jesus Christ saves, and only his kingdom will stand. Title: The Watchman Warns, Hidden Shadows of the End. By Rhett Walker, a watchman. Proverbs 25:2. It is the glory of God to conceal a matter, to search out a matter is the glory of kings. Ecclesiastes 1:18. For in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow. Matthew 24:26. Wherefore if they shall say unto you, Behold, he is in the desert, go not forth, behold, he is in the secret chambers, believe it not. Introduction.
Alright everybody, it put the ebook together wrong again, so imagine that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start it at chapter 4 for the next video, and this will be the end of this video, the first 3 chapters. I think about 8 minutes is long enough. And like I say, I've tried to put this together, but without the subscription to pay for one of these AI services that do ebooks, there's no way for me to do this. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not technologically savvy. I'm lucky I can put 2 videos together. So if you feel led to help me get that subscription, or if you feel led to help me with getting any of this medicine, I would be grateful. It'll work out one way or the other. And I'm going to keep reading through this. We'll start at chapter 4 on the next one, and I'll talk to y'all later. Love, peace, and chicken grease.